It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. Hunter New England Health says residents of a Jesmond aged care hostel are at extremely low risk of contracting meningococcal following a confirmed case of the disease at the facility. An elderly woman remains in a critical condition in intensive care. She's a resident of the Jesmond Grove hostel. An off-field incident involving Knights 5/8 Mason Lino has been described as low level. The Herald reports the 25-year-old became involved in a push and shove incident with two people at the Green Roof Hotel in Hamilton last Saturday. It's the same venue where teammate Jacob Safiti became involved in an altercation in December last year, where he was knocked unconscious and suffered a broken leg. In the wake of the latest incident, the club has announced players will be banned from certain Newcastle pubs and clubs for the rest of the season. A man's been arrested in Newcastle accused of breaching an ABO 44 times. The 29-year-old is accused of making numerous threats to a 35-year-old woman, prompting an investigation by the Central Metropolitan Domestic Violence High Risk Offenders Team. He's been charged with dozens of offences and was refused bail to face Newcastle local court. Newcastle Regional Law Society has met with members of the New South Wales Law Society concerning the community's legal representation. President of the New South Wales Law Society, Elizabeth Espinosa, was accompanied by councillors as they toured local courts across Newcastle. She says the Law Council is hoping to improve the efficiency of the legal system in regional areas.
One of the things we hope to achieve is the sharing of information, learning what works and what doesn't work for different communities. We've got some great opportunities now with the University of Newcastle Law School to explore opportunities to promote access to the legal profession.
Fire investigators are trying to pinpoint the cause of a fire which gutted a home at Cessnock last night. Crews from 4 stations were called to the brick and tile home on Alkira Street at 11:15, arriving to find the house engulfed in flames. A resident of the home was able to escape without injury. It took crews more than 4 hours to extinguish and mop up the fire. Newcastle Fire Command says an overheated cooling unit is to blame for sparking a fire emergency at the Mount Sugarloaf transmission towers this morning. Crews from Holmesville and the RFS from Seahampton and Cameron Park responded to an automatic fire alarm just before 5 a.m. They found smoke coming from a portable building which houses an NBN broadband repeater station. They quickly isolated the faulty cooling unit before the fire could take hold. An NBN technician arrived a short time later to fix the problem.
2NURFM Sport.
Former Wanderers junior Harry Johnson-Holmes has been named on the bench for the Wallabies side playing South Africa this weekend. Johnson-Holmes flew to Johannesburg this week as injury cover for Australia's front row stocks. He'll join former Maitland junior Nick White, who wears the numbered 9 jersey for the first time in 4 years. Knight star Kalen Ponga will return for the team showdown against the Roosters in Sydney tomorrow. In a proven combination for Newcastle, Ponga will play at fullback with Danny Levi at hooker and Mitchell Pearce and Kurt Mann playing in the halves. Coach Nathan Brown says Newcastle can expect a tough game with the reigning premiers.
It's a strong roster and, like us, they've been through a lot of change in the past 5 or 6 weeks due to injury and origin as well, so I think this is the first time, like us, for a fair period where they've actually probably put players out on the field in the positions that they prefer to play, and they'll be quite positive of getting a bit of a turnaround on their previous few weeks, and we're quite positive as well.
And Jet striker Kane Shepherd has been training hard in strength and conditioning during the off-season, shedding 5 kilograms in the hope of securing a regular starting spot in the A-League side. And the winning numbers in Powerball are 6, 13, 1, 11, 23, 27 and 16, and the Powerball number is 11. 2NURFM News Time, 26 to 9.